So, under Commonwealth Act 141, okay? Remember that number will come out in our exam, maybe in the final. Okay? The confirmation of incomplete or imperfect title. What do you mean by incomplete? It's not yours, it's not yet in your title, but you already have all of the requirements, like survey, for example. Okay, so how to perfect it? The following person may file in the proper court or fiscal court of first instance or regional trial court an application for registration of the land, okay, whether personally or through a duly authorized representative. It may not be you, it could be the representative. Okay. Those who by themselves or through their predecessor interests have been in open, okay, same, open, continuous, exclusive, and notorious possession of an occupation of property which is alienable and disposable of the land of public domain. So you can petition in court, okay, if the title is not complete or is not yet perfect. So again, what's the requirement? Open, notorious, exclusive, okay, notorious possession on an occupation of alienable and disposable lands of public domain. So you already understand what's public domain. I discussed that one last time. Now, those who have acquired ownership of private lands by prescription under the provision of the existing laws. What do you mean by prescription? The one I've said, okay? Prescriptive period of 10 years and 30 years. It prescribed. You were there for a long time, then that becomes yours. Okay? Again, the principle is that the government needs money to pay the local government officials. Okay? So, do not say like that, it's for the government officials. But in case they are against you, you would say to them, you know what, we are taxpayers. We pay this one, and the payment goes to you for your salary. Okay? And you should probably be favoring us. Okay? Okay? Like me, I paid a certain amount, every month. Okay? Whereas these foreigners who are probably claiming, they're not even paying a single centavo in our country. Okay? They only probably pays the real property tax every year, which is a very minimal amount. Less than even 2,000. Okay? So why would he favor them? He should not favor them. They should favor us. In fact, in all applications, it must be favored by Filipino citizen. The foreshore lease agreement, which is intended to develop foreshore, again for payment to government officials, only requires would require Filipino citizen. So those who have acquired ownership of private land or abandoned riverbeds by right of accession or accretion. What do you mean by accretion or accession? Accretion. Your property, adjacent of that is a riverbed. But because of the movement of the lands, of the water, the silts or soil deposit, it became bigger and bigger. That property again belongs to you. But is it automatic that that property that was deposited belongs to you already? No, you have to apply. Okay, you still have to apply it. Okay, it's not automatic. But is there a accretion in foreshore, in seashore? Seashore. No, that does not apply. Okay? The accretion only applies in riverbeds. But in seashore, that principle does not apply. Okay? But what does you write there? If you are the riparian owner. Okay, take note of the word riparian. The other one is littoral. Littoral. Check the meaning so that you will understand. This is very technical term. Okay, I had this one. I know this one because I had an actual problem with this, and DNR is in favor to us because we are the riparian owner. We were able to apply for the forestry lease agreement. Okay, the forestry lease agreement. If you apply for forestry lease agreement, it will be granted if you are the riparian owner. What is a riparian owner? As distinguished from littoral. Littoral. What is a riparian? Ano yung English kay because yeah, can you read?
You own land alongside the water course, sir.
Yeah, can you read the exact definition?
Riparian, sir?
Yeah.
Riparian owner, sir, is a person who owns land that runs into a river. So riparian rights are not ownership rights, but rights of access to the water, such as for drinking, bathing, or irrigation.
How about littoral?
Littoral rights, sir, they refers to the use of land that borders a still body of water, such as pond, lake, or ocean, sir.
Okay, so if this if this is the your land in front of you, you have the right to apply under forestry lease agreement because you are the riparian owner. The neighbor is just a littoral, so it will be favored the forestry lease agreement or FLA to the riparian owner, not to the littoral. However, in case the riparian owner does not apply for a forestry lease agreement, then the littoral may apply, but subject to the approval of the riparian owner. It's the right of the riparian owner to apply. Okay? Is it what will happen if the LGU will object? Generally, the DNR will prevail. Why? Because unless of course for some other reasons, because under the law it's the duty, it's the right of the DNR. Okay, the DNR, it's the exclusive right of DNR to grant the forestry lease agreement. The intention is again economic purposes. Economic purposes. Okay. Why economic? Because if you are the lessee of the forestry lease agreement, you will be paying tax annually, and that lease, by the way, is 25 years. 25 years. Okay, renewable for another 25 years, and the requirement is when you apply is either an approval or signature of either punong barangay or councilor. Okay, it does not even require the municipality. Okay, the intention again is for economic purpose. Sometimes LGU would intervene, but again it's the DNR who will post decision prevails. Okay, and then those who have acquired ownership of lands in any other manner provided. Now, I discussed last time, the indigenous people's right. These are lands that it's not classified, but subject to their own laws, because according to them, the conquerors did not reach their place. Okay, and that land belongs to them as a communal lands that belongs to their indigenous group. So it is an exemption to Philippine laws. Okay. So we go to the registration process. So what's the requirement? Survey of the land by the Land Management Bureau, okay, or duly licensed private surveyor. Okay. So the word there, PS, meaning what does it mean? private survey. Okay. Or private survey. Okay. Before you keep on asking, what's the meaning of PS? Maybe that's a Philippine standard. Okay, but when I ask the meaning of PS, it's Philippine. It's a private survey. So, licensed private surveyor from the Land Management Bureau. The Land Management Bureau is under the Department of Environment. The filing of the application for registration by the applicant at the RTC of the province or city or municipality where the property is situated. Okay? So what's the next? Setting the date until hearing by the court, and then transmittal of the application and date initial hearing. Okay? So it's a court proceeding when you apply for land. Okay? So publication of notice of filing of the application, it will be published. Okay? Date and the place of the hearing at the official gazette. Okay, once the newspaper of general circulation. What do you mean by newspaper of general circulation? It's not only Manila Bulletin or Philippine Standard. It's the newspaper circulated within the area. Okay? Filing an answer if there is an opposition. Okay?